In the name of Allah, the infinitely beneficent and compassionate. English 8, Lecture 5. Dear students, I am Zafruzama. I am your English teacher. I am here to make you learn the skill of letter writing. Dear students, first of all, we will discuss what is a letter. A letter is a written message that can be handwritten or printed on paper. It is usually sent to the recipient via mail or post in an envelope. Although this is not a requirement as such, any such message that is transferred via post is a letter, a written conversation between two parties. Dear students, my students often ask me that, sir, this is a modern period and why we are indulged in, in the nuisance of letter writing. So my answer to them always is that it is okay that before the advent of modern technology, the communication was not so easy, and the art of writing a letter was considered an important requirement. That emails and texts and other such forms have become the norms for communication. The art of letter writing has taken a backseat, but even today, a letter is an important means of communication in both the workplace as well as our personal lives. So let us educate ourselves with the nuisance of letter writing. The art of letter writing, even today, a lot of our communications, especially the formal kind, is done via letters. Whether it is a cover letter for a job, or the bank sending you a reminder, or a college acceptance letter, letters are still an important mode of communication. Which is why it is important that we know the intricacies of letter writing. Hope you all understand it. Dear students, let us first understand that there are broadly two types of letters, namely informal letters and formal letters. Let's discuss what are informal letters. Informal letters are personal letters. They need not follow any set pattern or adhere to any formalities. They contain personal information or are a written conversation. Informal letters are generally written to friends, acquaintances, and relatives. Formal letters. Formal letters follow a certain pattern and formality. They are strictly kept professional in nature and directly address the issue concerned. Any type of business letter or letter to authorities falls within this given category. I hope you understand it very well. Dear students, we will discuss now elements of a letter. There are 6 elements of a letter: sender's details, the date on which letter is written, salutation, body, complimentary clause, and sender's name and or signature. We will discuss all the elements of the letter here one by one. In sender's detail, we write sender's address and date at the top left hand corner with correct punctuation marks. We write in sender's detail, Examination hall, city ABC, with correct punctuation. Examination E is capital, hall's H is capital, and there is comma after it. On the second line, we write city, city C is capital, A full stop, B full stop, and C full stop. On the third line, we write the date on which letter is written, and we write the date in this manner: July 10, 2020, July 10, comma, and 2020. There are many other formats to write a date, but you can stick to it. After that, by skipping a line after writing a date, on the next line, you can write salutation. We begin the salutation or greeting from the left margin. Use a comma after the greeting. Don't write as dear friend, use his or her name, like this. Dear Sam. If you are writing to your friend, your cousin, your brother, or your sister, you can use his or her name. If you are writing to your father, mother, uncle, or aunt, you can simply write dear father, dear mother, dear uncle, or dear aunt. After the salutation, the very important part or very important element of a letter is body. Body of the letter is very important. It begins with informal inquiry about the health and happiness of the receiver of the letter. This part contains the actual message of the writer. The body of the letter should be like this. This is the body of the letter I wrote. It consists of two paragraphs. In first paragraph, there is an informal inquiry about the health and happiness, and the real message, that is the topic of the letter, that is in second paragraph. This part contains the actual message of the writer, of course. The body of the letter ends with the parting greeting or leave taking. As I wrote here, pay my regards to all at home. After the body, you have to write complimentary clause. Complimentary clause is also very important. Yours affectionately. You can write yours affectionately. Whenever you write adverb, so always comes yours. And do remember, there is no comma in yours. Mostly students put comma over it, making it apostrophe. You can even write sincerely. After that, there is Sanders' name, but in Sanders' name, you don't have to write your name or signature. You just have to write XYZ, X dot, Y dot, and Z dot. Dear students, I am going to show here the sample of the letter. After writing the title of the letter, on the first line you will write examination hall. Examination E is capital, hall's H is capital, and there is a comma after it. On the next line you will write city, A dot, B dot, and C dot. After that, on the third line you will write July 10, comma, in 2020. After skipping a line, you will write dear father. This is the first paragraph and how it will start. I am hale and hearty here and enjoying the blessing of good health. I hope you're also sailing in the same boat. Weather is pleasant here, but I miss you a lot. because I really enjoy the time which I spend with you. Your company gives me immense pleasure. I'm writing this letter to tell you about my new class. Dear students, second paragraph will start like this. Dear Father, I went through your last letter in which you were very curious to know about my new class. I'm glad to tell you that my class is rated as one of the best classes of entire school. It is very disciplined and organized. It has the best available facilities like comfortable furniture and modern electrical appliances. We learn a lot of things like discipline, self-help, confidence and cooperation here. We study under the guidance of qualified teachers. I'm very happy here. My classroom is very spacious and airy. My classmates are also very well-mannered and civilized. We help one another in studies. I'm enjoying my studies here. I hope you will like my class when you visit it. Dad, I heard that you had bad health last week. I hope you inform me about your current health status. I will wait for your reply. Dear students, after writing the second paragraph, on the next line you will write, pay my regards to all at home. Then you have to skip a line and you will write yours affectionately. After this, you will write XYZ instead of your name. Practice of letter writing. Dear students, you need to practice your letter writing. Here I am presenting some of the topics that you can use to practice your letter writing. First topic is write a letter to your friend and tell him about a class match. Write a letter to your cousin and tell him how you spend your time in the quarantine. Write a letter to your father and take his permission to go on a school trip. Write a letter to your mother and tell him how much you miss her. Write a letter to your brother and advise him to pay attention to his studies. Write a letter to your uncle and remind him the promise of a birthday present. Write a letter to your aunt and invite her to spend Eid with you all. Dear students, you need to practice any three of the letters so that you can have a strong grip on letter writing.